From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9.
Good evening and welcome. The CBI has begun investigating today the witness coercion tape. The Central Bureau of Investigation has begun looking into the forced confession tape of Parambir Singh. And the initial information I'm receiving from my sources that there is now a growing fear in legal, political and central agency circles that Parambir has crossed all limits and indulged in unacceptable series of illegalities, and that all the evidence gathered by the botched up fake investigation into this TRP issue has been a result of such encounter cop tactics. As we all know, there is an encounter cop with a very, very, very controversial past. His name is Sachin Vaze. He had left the service, has been brought back. I need not say more. The grave charges he has faced in the past, you can find out about it yourself. This man, this encounter policeman, has been put in charge of this TRP thing. This man is known for his lawless techniques, but even by the standards, the low standards that he has set for himself, the manner in which, with literally a gun to their head, people were forced to take the name of Republic TV. When their houses were surrounded, when their houses were gheraoed at 3:30 in the morning, when they were alone, when the police attacked their house, put a gun to their head, showed them a piece of paper, say sign or fear for your life. People are afraid they can be killed. Their families can be destroyed if they do not take the name of Republic TV. The police puts a gun to their head and says, write or fear for your life. That this has now made people realize that across India, this is an illegal investigation with illegal means done in a way that sets a terrible illegal precedent. And we hope that the courts intervene to stop this insanity. But the larger issue tonight is also about how this fight, the Parambir scam, has become a national movement. Viewers, this morning I was with my colleagues at the police station. And as I bring you this broadcast, 1,000 Republic journalists have an FIR against them under a 1922 British Act. We live on your support. Your support has neutralized the silence of the Lutyens media. Your support has been heartwarming, outstanding. And I'm blessed. I've opened my interactive lines today. I've never been on social media. But today I am on republicworld.com. If you go there, you will find a section. I don't know the exact name of the section. It says republicmedia.com/Arnab. Republicworld.com/Arnab. And on that, I am posting and interacting and reading your messages. republicworld.com/Arnab. I will post messages on this fight. And viewers, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, I now will be addressing the larger issues about how institutional integrity, viewers, India's institutional integrity, the one thing that makes us different from other countries, the integrity of our institutions, the legislature, the judiciary, the executive. The police is a wing of the executive. The media, the Latvians media is a wing of the media. If the institutional integrity has been compromised by people like Parambir, if that is the extent to which it is happening, that people have a gun to their head, are made to put false statements, no due process of law before an investigation, like Gotham City, a police commissioner comes in, when the FIR is against someone else, fixes someone else, does deals with media groups, puts out all these lies, and feels that because he's wearing the uniform, he can get away with it. If one individual can destroy India's institutional integrity, shall we be spectators to it? Shall we say, okay, it doesn't matter to us? Or shall we say it's a one-off? Or shall we say it's terrible, but let's just hope and dream and visualize a future where it doesn't happen again? Is there a guarantee will be given that there shall be no domino effect of it? There shall be no trickle-down effect, that it won't affect your families tomorrow, your loved ones tomorrow, that what's happening to Republic today will not happen to another media house tomorrow. What about precedent? Jurisprudence is based on the essential principle of precedent. Your lordships, you are wise. A terrible precedent is being set in this country. A cop has gone rogue, our institutions have been compromised, illegalities are being committed, people are being tortured. I seek the protection of our institutions and I will fight for them. I have just one debate tonight. And my one debate is on the mass movement against injustice and why this mass movement is picking up steam. And here are the headlines of Saturday evening on the debate tonight. The people of India are on our side as the Republic Media Network fights the witch hunt of the Mumbai Police Commissioner. The relay summons continue. Shravan Sen, Niranjan Narayan Swamy, Sundaram, Ghanshyam, all at the Mumbai Police Headquarters and the police stations. And viewers, for the first time in 34 years, a 1922 British era law invoked against 1,000 journalists and employees of the Republic Media Network. From Jammu to Bengaluru, there is anger against Parambir Singh for coercion of witnesses to frame Republic in a fake case. And here is what you wanted. Parambir Republic Chief Financial Officer hands over bills of toilet rolls, garbage bags and mosquito nets used by Republic. We throw it at you, Parambir.
मीडिया से 1000 लोग तक अरेस्ट करके बैठे हैं महाराष्ट्र में कांग्रेस के अलायंस वाले सरकार। एक बार जरा सच्चाई तो बाहर आए कि कौन सी सरकार के समय फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन इतना दबाव में है।
And the nation's roar will singe the ears of the Latvians media tonight. Their hypocrisy has been called out again and again and again. And ladies and gentlemen, the TRP issue, which has now become, in 2 weeks, the trending Parambir scam, has raised some very serious questions against an individual breaking the due process of law every day, committing illegalities after illegalities, torturing people, coercing witnesses, intimidating witnesses, blinded by vendetta, devoid of reason, absent of logic. In the last 24 hours, my team has effectively faced the Mumbai police interrogation. non-stop. Tonight is the beginning of a mass movement in our country. A movement against injustice and a movement to teach a lesson to those who have chosen silence when a British era law of 1922 has been invoked against 1,000 journalists of the largest media news organization in this country. And this mass movement will force the resignation of Parambir Singh for destroying the fundamentals of our institutions, for not realizing the gravity of the crime, of breaking due process of law, for disregarding advice of the Supreme Court and the High Court on multiple occasions, for unleashing his forces to commit illegalities against their will, for attacking the media for its right to report, for trying to push us into revealing our sources, for launching the greatest fishing expedition against any media house, all because he has something very grave to hide, which we will find out about anyway. Let's debate.
भारत के संविधान में जो पुलिस अफसर झूठे गवाह लाता है उसको सजा होती है, उसे जेल जाना पड़ेगा.
11 a.m. NM Joshi Marg Police Station, Mumbai. Republic TV Senior Associate Editor Shravan Sen summoned by the Mumbai Police.
I've been a crime reporter for over 10 years. I have not seen this. It's very unfortunate. And before I enter, I would just like to say, Mumbai माझी कर्मभूमी आहे. मी विनंती करतो, जे माझे विषय अन्याय घडले, त्यासाठी एकत्र लढावे.
Shravan was questioned about a story broken by Republic TV on the 22nd of October. A story that exposed how several officers were unhappy with the way Parambir Singh was trying to fix Republic. 2 hours later, after he came out, Republic Executive Editor Niranjan Narayan Swamy entered the police station for questioning. The line of interrogation was the same.
TRP का जो फेक केस है, उस फेक केस में भी मुझे यही प्रश्न पूछा गया कि सेम क्वेश्चंस और सेम रूटीन.
And after 7 hours of questioning for the day, Republic CFO and AVP Distribution walked out of the Mumbai Police Crime Branch. Here's what happened.
Mr. Parambir Singh had asked for invoices and challans for regular purchase of 900 toilet rolls that have been submitted. The cost of these toilet rolls is 17 rupees per piece. Mosquito rackets bills submitted 350 rupees per piece. Garbage bag bills submitted 145 rupees per piece. Bill for 500 ml hand sanitizer submitted 210 rupees per piece.
The desperation of the Mumbai Police Commissioner is evident because his investigation in the TRP case has collapsed completely. These tapes make a sensational disclosure.
अगर उन्हें मार और पड़ी हो कहीं तो बहुत कबूला है कि यार भारत वाले का है. हाँ वो कैसे कहते उन्होंने ना पेपर पर लिख गए हैं यार भारत का. हाँ और फिर पुलिस वाले दरवाजे आज ही डिपार्टमेंट आ रहे हैं, दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट क्या हुई.
There is palpable anger across India because an officer who has allegedly orchestrated fake witnesses using force and coercion has no right to stay in office.
मैं चाहता हूँ ये मुहिम बने, पूरे भारत की एक मुहिम बन जाए ताकि हमारी आवाज सामने आए, लोगों को पता चले कि भाई हम चुप बैठने वाले लोग नहीं हैं. मैं जितनी हमारे दर्शक है सबसे मैं निवेदन कर रहा हूँ, आप इसको मास आंदोलन करिए.
Let's debate.
And on the debate tonight, I want to start with Nirwa Mehta. Joining the debate is Shefali Vaidya, Professor Kapil Kumar, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Chandra Kumar Bose, Sardar R.P. Singh, Sanjay Chadha, Chetan Singh and Anirban Banerjee. I want to start with Nirwa Mehta, author and columnist. Nirwa, this has now become Parambir's conspiracy versus India's democracy. Police terrorism versus India's constitution. Witness coercion versus people's pursuit of justice. 100 hours of interrogation versus 130 crore Indians. We are fighting the coercion. What are the larger issues that are now emerging?
Larger issues, before we get to that, I would like to point out to one little thing that has come to our notice. One is that the police officer, one of those who's leading the investigation, Sachin Vaze, he has been a Shiv Sena leader himself. And he currently faces...
1 minute.
Yes. He had joined the Shiv Sena a couple of years back.
You are
There are media
saying
reports
that...
which suggest that.
1 minute. Can you elaborate, please?
There are media reports which suggest that Sachin Vaze had joined the Shiv Sena a couple of years back.
How can he join the Shiv Sena when he's a police officer?
So he's also facing currently facing murder charges of under trial prisoner one Khwaja Yusuf from 2002, I think.
Nobody can
he was
join like this.
reinstated.
You cannot join police force person. There is a law, and if it is like this, he has to, face the charges.
No, 1 minute.
This is not.
He did not fight elections, from what I've known. He has been. He joined the Shiv Sena a couple of years back.
Okay.
And that's what the media reports say. He's currently facing trial in Khwaja Yunus murder case. He was allegedly killed in custody. And he was reinstated in June this year by Parambir Singh. He was suspended from service for 16 long years.
May I get a reaction to this? This is, this is unbelievable what is being said out here. Abhijit, if this is true, I don't know, but I am being told here with some authority by Nirva that the person who is investigating Republic is a person who left the police force, joined the Shiv Sena, faces murder charges for an in-custody murder, has been brought back by Parambir into the force and assigned the job of fixing Republic. Viewers, please note, Abhijit, I have no independent confirmation of this, but should this be true, then I think I understand how a witness was woken up at 3:30 in the morning and with a gun to his head told to name Republic.
Why does this surprise us, Arnab? Because when you don't have a case, you have to find somebody desperate enough who wants to get out of very serious charges and will do anything and everything to get the conviction. You basically find someone with nothing to lose. And this shouldn't really surprise us, because what we're seeing today is the most unprecedented, concerted harassment of a media house since the emergency, including during the emergency. The only thing that these people don't have with them are the powers of the emergency. Outside of that, this is the most fascist persecution that I have seen in a very long time. And who better to do it than somebody with nothing to lose? Even if the Supreme Court raps him on the knuckles, they will make him a scapegoat and say, well, we didn't do it. This man did it. And there's obviously some kind of a deal out here saying you do whatever and we will back you up 100%.
Okay.
This shouldn't surprise us, because what we're seeing is what used to be attributed to the Stasi, to the Hitler's secret police and to the Soviet secret police, which is you show me the man, I'll find the crime. Concoction of crimes, concoction of evidence. What more do you want?
No, I therefore, Sanjay.
If at all he is politically involved in some political party,
yes,
then he cannot do it as per the police rules, Police Act. No police person can join any political party. This is the settled law.
No. He has left the police force. What I'm hearing is, 1 minute, Professor Kapil Kumar, what Nirva is saying is, and I want to tell you one thing, viewers, I want to share something with you tonight, Professor Kapil Kumar. The techniques used on us are of torture as well as semi-custodial detention methods. This person has been trying to do that. He takes the Republic employee to first floor, second floor, third floor. At 11:30 at night, he says that, should I take you in for detention? He denies food and water. These are techniques which are going on. And 1,000 Republic journalists have an FIR against them. 1,000. The rule which has been used here, a 1922 rule, which squashes the idea of a free press guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. So what is happening here is that we were told today that the rule that is being applied against the Republic Media Network is Viceroy Readings. Viceroy Readings rule 98 years ago, which has been used then to throttle and kill nationalist Indians. All nationalist Indians used to face Viceroy Readings rule. That rule of Section 3 of Policeman Incitement to Disaffection Act, which was used if any Indian criticized any police. Then the Police Incitement to Disaffection Act was used 1922, and it was the most obnoxious colonial law. Now I am told that the encounter cop, who I am told joined Shiv Sena, came back to police, faces a murder charge for a custody killing, and is now going around all over Mumbai, picking up people at 3:30 in the night, telling them to name Republic, has destroyed India's integrity. This is a taint on our country. Professor Kapil Kumar, we need to know more about this person and his techniques.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Arnab, what is happening is a blend of draconian British laws to suppress the press multiplied by the Nazi methods. And someone in the Shiv Sena has mastered these two. They have mastered the British draconian laws and they have mastered the methods adopted by Nazis in this regard. And that have been passed on to the Mumbai police that you have to act like this. This is what's going on. And why we continue with these laws, I don't know, it's right time to say in this debate, but when this country can have a Chacha who can have the first Governor General of India, a Britisher, who exploited us for 200 years, who did massacres in India, who did Jallianwala Bagh by appointing him the first Governor General of India, then what do we expect by that government that from 10 Janpat today, that will they change this British draconian laws in this country? We have a Lahore Police Act. We have these kind of things still going on in this country. This is and what is the psyche behind this? I'll tell you in two lines. The psyche is, या तो गर्दन झुकाओ आके 10 जनपद के दरबार में, नहीं तुमको हम भेजेंगे मुंबई की कारागार में. This is what is being monitored, mentored and planned from 10 Janpat. And then we have the 3 parivars in this country, the Pawars, the fake Gandhi family, and this Shiv Sena's new penguins, the 3 families which have converted the democracy in Maharashtra into a feudocracy and a family rule. People must realize this. And I want to tell you one thing. It is no more now time to say that I am with you.
We have to go by the law.
Viewers, I'm reading now. I'm reading now so we can connect the two.
People like us are at your disposal.
We can connect the two. Nirva, I find now. I find now. No, I'm sure this is due process of law as far as Parambir is concerned. I'm sure, and I repeat tonight. I'm sure. Thank you very much. Can we have everyone on? 1 minute. I am sure now these are techniques and methods that we need to understand.
About this factor?
Anirban wants to say something. Anirban.
Incitement to
Anirban, who's speaking?
I have a point here.
Anirban is speaking. Yes, Anirban. Anirban is debating with Chandra Kumar Bose. Anirban first and then Chandra Kumar Bose. In the middle of these sensational new developments, we find that this encounter cop who had resigned in 2008 joined Shiv Sena. After a CID inquiry indicted him, I'm reading from a newspaper report, and the CID inquiry was that Khwaja Yunus, who worked in Dubai, was arrested while he was holidaying in Amravati for the bomb blast that took place in a Best bus. He died mysteriously in January 2003, within a month of his arrest. The police, and there is some link of this encounter cop Sachin Waze there, claimed he had escaped. But this was apparently an in-custody killing. Now this is a matter which will have to be investigated. But the issue which emerges is, do we now understand why this person is sending people at 3:30 in the night to the home of innocent people saying, if you do not name Republic, then anything can happen to you. Now tell me, this is third-degree methods, Chandra Bose. The police force goes and becomes a goon force. Therefore, this case becomes a case in point for the people of India at large. We must introspect on what's going on. Whether you like Republic or not, you have to introspect on this. Chandra Bose.
Arnab, what I feel, it is highly improper that a political person rejoining the police force after, resigning from the cop force and then again coming back with political links. This matter is serious.
No, sir,
this must be investigated by an autonomous, independent agency.
Did join the Shiv Sena as per the news report. It was a couple of years back when the Shiv Sena was in alliance with the BJP. Then the owners of this misdemeanor,
let me finish. Please let me finish what I'm saying.
Lies on the BJP.
Scam after scam after scam after scam, viewers.
Now, the point is,
the Parambir scam becomes bigger tonight.
No, you see, if you have links with a political party, you are not authorized to join a police force. Number one. Let me finish. Number two, 1922 Draconian Act of the British Empire has to be reviewed. You cannot possibly implement a draconian law which is defunct. I feel this law is defunct in independent India, and a media house has the right to do investigative journalism. Investigative journalism is the right of a media house. I think Republic TV has the right and authority to do this investigation. I think this kind of political vendetta against a media house is not justified, and I think the government of Maharashtra, the Shiv Sena government is suspect that they are utilizing the police force, they are utilizing the commissioner of police to go after
viewers, I can only say,
you don't have any evidence.
I can only say, Anirban, I can only say one thing to you, Anirban. I can only say one thing to you, Anirban. I can only say one thing to you, Anirban. Anirban, I want you to listen to me. Chandra Bose, a minute please. And therefore I take the debate slow today. I need everyone to make their points, but I want us to reflect while we are debating tonight. I want us to close our minds in concentration and listen to the debate tonight, for this is no ordinary debate that we are having. We must all remember that we are at an inflection point in this country. Many people called me today. Many people are praying today. Many sadhus and sants have done havans for me today. There is a big prayer session which is happening for Republic, about which I have received information. I am told it begins at 10 p.m. tonight. 10 p.m. tonight, I am told thousands of people will be part of a collective prayer. Blessed with this spiritual strength, I need to tell the people of India that what is happening today is not just about me. I shall not be vanquished. But this is not about me. Today, viewers, I need us to remember a former encounter cop who was once with the Shiv Sena, allegedly, once faced serious custodial death charges, allegedly, brought back, told by Parambir to fix me, goes and puts out a fake case. Parambir on 8th claims that he has a lot of evidence on Republic. The case was on India Today. Today I want the News Broadcasters Association, I am told, has issued a statement that the CBI investigation must not happen. Why, NBA? Why? What are you scared of? Let the CBI investigation happen. And in fact, I do believe that it becomes extremely necessary to find out whether there was collusion of Lutyens media in trying to fix Republic. Now, I have often said, if there was collusion, if politicians and policemen and corrupt media, anti-national media came together to fix me, I want tonight's prayers to be also about revealing that truth. But I am not even on the limited point. Now this is Dashera. Let there be a victory of truth over evil. Ravan jalega. I am on a larger point. 1922, a period of Indian nationalism, Abhijit, RP Singh. When Indian nationalism rose, the British came together in London and said, we need to repress Indians. We need to take away their individual rights. We need to make them feel small. We need to make them feel like second-class citizens. So they sat together and wrote a law, Police Incitement to Disaffection Act 1922. This is the General Dyer moment in Indian history. Short title, Police Incitement to Disaffection Act. Extends to all of India. This was used against Mahatma Gandhi, against top Muslim leaders. It was meant to suppress and destroy the individual rights of all Indians. It was called the Bloody Law. Today, RP Singh, the Bloody Law of the Viceroy in 1922 has been used against Republic. This law, I can tell you, was used against Sikh nationalists in Punjab. This law was used against people in the Madras presidency. This law has now been brought back. Viceroy reading.
But this law cannot be called.
I can't believe it. And I want to tell you.
Going to go like this.
I also want to tell you. I also want to tell you.
Words very carefully.
This becomes bigger. I want Sardar RP Singh to come in first. I am putting it in context. This law, what was called the Bloody Law at that point of time, I am not calling it a bloody law. It was described by people as the Bloody Law because it was used to target people and bleed them in 1922. Question is, it was brought in by the Viceroy of Chauri Chaura fame. Do we forget Chauri Chaura? Is this why we won our independence, RP Singh? So that 100 years later, a rogue commissioner applies this against 1,000 journalists. I now put this in the matter of your court, the court of public opinion. Sardar RP Singh will debate.
Arnab, I've been associated with media since 1987. And all this time of 33 years of my association with media, I never heard anything of this sort.
RP Singh.
Where more than 1,000 people, 1,000 journalists have been booked by a government. Never ever. I mean, I've seen the onslaught by Rajiv Gandhi on Indian Express led by Ramnath Goenka. I've seen the onslaught of Mrs. Gandhi during emergency, but never ever heard anything of this sort. This is beyond comprehension. I mean, this is like going back to British era now. I mean, this is beyond everything. But the saddest part is the way the Shiv Sena government has picked up Parambir Singh to ensure that you all are behind bar, or they want to cripple you. It's the beginning. And I'm saying all of the India need to stand up with you, the country need to stand up with you, the people of the country need to stand up with you to fight this war of atrocity, of criminality against media. And I'm shocked at the behavior of your other media association also, the way they have been conducting themselves. And they have been rather supporting the Shiv Sena government. I mean, I'm shocked the way the so-called liberals, people used to pick up clutches for anything going against media. They are not uttering a word. And even the press conference of the finance minister is not being shown on other channels. I mean, it's shocking the way the complete blackout for anything, any voice.
If you have some problem, then you can anytime you can go back. You can go back to Supreme Court. You can go back to any high courts. There are tools available. No, RK Singh ji, there is no point dwelling in the past. You should not talk about what has happened 40 years back, what has happened in 1922. Understand this. This law is of 1922, but we should not forget. We should not forget there are more than 5,000 laws in our country. On the top of it, we must have a trust in our legal system.
I was told,
trust in our judicial system.
I was told, now there are two issues that emerge. Chetan, 1 minute.
No, police is not supreme.
Which is personal, and he's trying to.
People are calling in right now saying open the lines. Shall we open the lines, please?
Have faith in our legal system. Have faith in our judicial system. If you would have faith, I am telling you must not believe. Are you confident? Do you have all the facts and evidences? Arnab, I am sure you have all the facts, you have all the evidences with you. At the same given point, police is not supreme. Police is not supreme at all. We have our judiciary system. But you have to cooperate with the agencies.
Chetan, wait a minute, okay? Just wait a minute. I said today we speak slow, we listen. Just 1 minute. I am cooperating. 1 minute. I place on record today what these cops are trying to do.
I am sure you cooperate.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I am sure.
Wait a minute. Chetan, now when I'm saying wait a minute, why don't you wait?
He has left the job and he has.
I am saying okay. Best of luck to the encounter. I'm not saying that. Now, Chetan, please wait a minute. Thank you, please, because if you chirp in the background, I can't focus, and I'm getting inundated as of this minute in my newsroom with calls, with messages, people wanting to reach out. They feel the lines are clogged, they want to reach us. And therefore today, I said in my life I took a vow I would not be on social media. But today I went and did a Facebook Live. Today I'm telling people there is in republicworld.com/Arnab I'm beginning to reach you. For we have not come to where we are holding on to the crutch of anyone's patronage. This is not a judge-money system. This country has changed. We represent a meritocratically, fiercely nationalistic new Indian media. We are hated by the old media, we will fight. But today, Shefali, this is not about me. This is about a bigger issue. This is about a lie spoken and a lie caught. Parambir lied. Case was on India Today. Now, India Today is part of NBA, News Broadcast Association. India Today says we must not have a CBI investigation. Did the NBA or India Today ever say Mumbai police should not investigate? Why? Because Parambir gives cozy interviews to NBA members. I don't need your lectures or your advice, NBA. I represent a new media in this country, a free media. But leave that apart, for we are not concerned about media battles. The issue is this. Intimidation of witnesses. Shefali, please tell everyone today how major an issue that is. To go to someone's house, put a gun to his head and say, you have to name Republic. Now,
you're very right.
Is that not a big issue?
Not just about Republic. The issue is not just about Republic. The issue is not even about the TRP case anymore. The issue is about the tyranny of silence. When a channel's voice is being silenced, when media is being silenced, and the people who should be talking about it are not talking about it because they have their own commercial interests, they have their own access to grind. That is the real issue. You spoke about Dashara. I think we need to understand that what the police are doing, they are acting just as instruments. The real conspiracy, the real power is somewhere else, which is sanctioning this torture. I would like to know, in the last 72 years, how many times was this act invoked in independent India? If never, then what is the emergency to invoke a 1922 act on a channel when the case, when the original case, when the TRP case didn't even name you? You talked about Dashara. Do you know what happened to Ravan? He had all the power. He had Lord Shivji's Ashirvad. He was a learned man. Why did he fall? Why did he fall? He fell because he had too much of ahankar. He fell because he thought that power could give him everything. He thought with a lot of power he could run roughshod on everyone. That is why he fell. History has shown in this country that every time somebody in power has been blinded with ahankar, he has fallen. There is always been a mixture of good over evil.
Shefali, I just got a document while you were speaking, and may I bounce this off you? Professor Kapil Kumar, as a professor, as a political analyst, this will be of great interest to you. Professor Kumar, let me tell you one thing as a preface. I have my strong political views. My nationalism upsets people. I feel I have a right to have it, just as people have a right to think that they can be anti-national, which I oppose. I have a right to be a nationalist. But however, I have always believed that you cannot break institutional integrity in this country. For then we are no different from Pakistan. Then we will be no different from a lawless state. If there is a rule of law in India, it is because of institutional integrity. We should fight for it. In that context, I fight today. If the TRP case has fallen flat, if it is a flop, then the police commissioner can be duty bound to explain the flop and also disciplinary action taken against him for trying to preempt the case with a press conference. That's point one. The larger point is, and this is interesting to you, sir, to all the viewers, I'm going to open the phone lines after this. I read from a research document, Police Criminology and Crimes by James Vadacum-Cherry, 2002, analyzing the use of the 98-year-old law. It says, why was the Police Incitement to Disaffection Act brought by the Viceroy then? Abhijit, please note, it says the British repeatedly imposed punitive police in India, and they did not do so in England. Punitive police meant police atrocity, and it encouraged criminality among policemen. On 1st February 1922, when this law was brought in, Mahatma Gandhi had himself then written to the then Viceroy about this virulent type of police repression. Mahatma Gandhi wrote in the context of this law, which Parambir is now using, my God, he said, there is brutal treatment of prisoners in jails, flogging of innocent people, assault on the innocent. Mahatma Gandhi called it official lawlessness. Mahatma Gandhi called it lawless repression. Lawless repression. The British, who wrote in law that policemen were bound to obey only the lawful officers of orders of the commanding ranks, pressured the illiterate and ignorant police to have recourse to official lawlessness and crimes. This created a situation in 1922, around that time, that the police used to tell the citizens of India, listen to my order. Don't question me. And this, for me, is a moment of epiphany. Because what I am facing today, Abhijit and Professor Kumar, is the same attitude. I will call you guilty before an investigation. Don't question me. I will abuse you on channels which compete with you. Don't question me. I will plant stories in the Times of India about you every day, and the Times of India will willingly put out these stories. Don't question me. I will furthermore go to the house of innocent people and I will say that you must sign in the name of Republic. But you will say, don't question me. And furthermore, and I will repeat myself on this, Abhijit, When the whole world stands up, then I shall say, do you not remember I wear the uniform? Don't question me. Viewers, today this law was meant to put freedom fighters under rigorous imprisonment. I rest my case. I rest my case. What is happening is wrong. And I request everyone in the media to understand that the Supreme Court and High Court have repeatedly told this rogue cop, stop it. And yet he continues to plant stories. I request all media houses, Times of India, Indian Express, Hindustan Times, to consider how objective they have been in publishing all this material without corroborating our side of the story. This don't question me approach will now be fought. Yes, Abhijit, Professor Kumar, please.
Does this all make sense now, Arnab? The fact that a man is brought in, a former criminal.
Please, I am speaking or he's speaking.
Okay, let Professor Kumar go first and then Abhijit, I come to you. Yes, Professor
Don't forget. Okay. Arnab, don't forget what B.G. Horniman had to face when he exposed the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy and massacre in Bombay Chronicle at that time in 1919. Don't forget that. And today you are in this position because there is someone who is involved, and this whole Disha case, Shashank case has to be hidden. There is someone involved in the Sadhu's case. They don't want the name to come out.
They don't want the name to come out.
You like rubbish, but they don't know, they can't treat it. They don't want the name to come out. And second thing I like to say, which I cry on this IPS Officers Association, will it justify the conduct of this IPS officer? Why are they remaining silent today? And where is Department of Personnel? Can an IPS officer under the Conduct Rules act like that? And where is your Information and Broadcasting Minister? Is he having his old friendship with Shiv Sena? What is he doing? You have a license to run this. I have seen these licenses because as Inignu, as director of the Electronic Media Production Center, I have signed these licenses for channels. What is he doing sitting over there? A channel can't be protected when a channel is doing nationalist views. And those channels who put venom against India and Indian Constitution, they are allowed in this country. This means very crucially to debate whether foreign direct investment FDI is needed in media. My first demand is that this FDI should be thrown out.
No, Professor Kumar, we are straying just a wee bit. Let's go back to the law. Let's go back to the 1922 law and the silence of so many people. Abhijit.
This is all now beginning to make sense. Even the police are so ashamed to carry out these orders that they had to requisition a possible criminal, a possible murderer, to come out and enforce these laws. Now, the ordinary policeman can't expect it to have an attack of conscience, so they have to follow orders. And so they've got somebody with absolutely no compunction, a person who is part of the criminal underworld nexus that plagues the Bombay police, a part of the completely illegal culture of encounters, which the Bombay police pioneered and has criminalized them completely. And one of the fountainheads of this is now being brought in. I shudder to think what is next, because this man isn't just going to stop at warrants, He's not going to stop at FIRs. This is a signal for actual physical violence to commence.
Yes.
And I think it is high time that the court started taking...
And Abhijit, when there was an acid attack on me, at 1 o'clock, 12:30 in the morning, in the heart of Mumbai, there was an acid attack on me. While I was driving back home by the Congress party, an acid attack. I told the police, they closed the case. They laughed at me. They promised they would investigate. They closed it. And on that day, I sent a message to Parambir that I don't know what compulsions you are closing this case on, why you are protecting people. Viewers, I can take it. But now it's reached, as they say, a charam seema. Charam seema par kar chuki hai abhi. Shraddha Prabhu is our first caller from Mumbai. Shraddha.
Yeah. Hi, Arnab.
Hi, Shraddha.
What I want to say is the job of a policeman is to catch actual criminals and establish their culpability. Why are they shielding actual criminals and doing a witch hunt against journalists where one cannot establish any culpability?
Yes. Absolutely, Shraddha. I agree with you. You are our first caller tonight. One more announcement, viewers. The rest of the media has blacked Republic out. My press releases, I send three press releases every day. Nobody carries it. So I will send from tomorrow, I promise, all my press releases to Times of India, Indian Express, Hindustan Times, and the rest of the media. In fact, many of these people are reporting wrong. Yesterday, Hindustan Times reported, I was called for questioning today. Hindustan Times, please check your facts. Times of India is putting in one side of reporting. I, therefore, consider it my journalistic duty. And tonight, I will send all my press releases to the Times of India with a request to them that do not, if you're reporting on Republic, then why don't you report the facts? Why don't you report aggressively when we win in court against Hansa? Why don't you report when we are told that we can have unrestricted access in court? Delhi High Court says we can use the nation wants to know name. Why don't you put it in your front pages? Why don't you report about our statement against the use of the 1922 law? Why is the press and media fighting Republic? I'm not fighting with you. And therefore, because I'm being blacked out, making a public statement today by what others who call themselves the media, I will dutifully send my material to them. If they do not publish it, then there is another way to reach out to you. republicworld.com. In the digital medium, I promise today that Republic Media Network in the next 6 months will be the largest digital news organization in the country. Today, 50 million people following us on a monthly basis on republicworld.com. I promise you that will be 200 million in 6 months. But before that, I want you viewers, republicworld.com/Arnab. I shall put every information and press release out. Because I'm not being able to reach out to you, please log in, follow what we are doing. On the other side, I will do what we don't do. We are going to open up the lines and take this debate forward. Short break.